Hey everyone, it's Kyle here. Welcome back to another video. In this week's video, I kind of want to talk about advocacy and some of the not so good things that I have heard. Now, in my experience with advocacy, I have nothing but positive things to say. I try to be positive when I'm advocating. I try to connect with people in a positive way. I hope that is how it's coming across because that is how it's intended. And this video is kind of the opposite of that, and I don't want to take anything away from all of the advocates who are working hard to, show people what it's like to be disabled and doing it in a positive way that creates real change. I've seen it. I know a lot of good people through my advocacy work, and I don't want to take anything away from those people. This is just to highlight some recent things that I have become aware of. And I think we can do better. So I'm just going to read a little bit of a conversation I had with a CP friend. And I say that because I met him through my advocacy work. But he's turned out to be a really good friend, and it's been positive. But he told me some not so positive things. He recently had an experience, and I will say I don't know who this other person is. I'm just getting snippets, so I don't have the full context of the conversation. This is just what he has told me. It says, all my disabled friends, and I have a lot of them because I public speak and I talk to them, are out in today's society making a difference in some way. I get it, we all have issues that we have to overcome in order to function in society. But do you have the brain power to make a difference in today's world? And you don't. I go out there and meet people and make friends and share my story. Each disabled person has a story that is meant to be shared with other people in society. It feels good when you make it an impact on others. I feel bad for those people that don't have the mental capacity to get a job and go to college and just be part of society. And then there's people like you that don't have the mental capacity, or do have the mental capacity, and don't share their story, and choose not to do anything, and that just pisses me off. That's one thing he said. And I will say, advocacy is a personal choice. If you want to be an advocate, more power to you. I think we need as many advocates as we can get in the disability community. But I don't think you should shame anyone who decides they don't want to be an advocate or aren't ready to be an advocate. And I personally don't believe that this is the way to push someone towards starting advocacy work. First off, also, I just want to say, please, let's not insult people with lower mental capacity. They are living their best lives, and they don't know any different, and I don't think we should feel sorry for them. They are trying to live their best lives just as we're trying to live our best lives. So that's all I have to say about that. But I think it's really tough when you are trying to push someone towards advocacy work with telling them that it pisses you off that they don't use their mental capacity to advocate for themselves. If they're not ready, then they're not ready. And then it goes on to say, I know your family didn't do much, kind of shoved you in a corner and didn't show you the weather in the world and what you are truly capable of. For that I am sorry, because I know you have plenty of potential. I don't think you should go bringing in somebody's family. You have no idea what their family experience is like. So how can you judge how their parents raised them? You have no clue. You're meeting someone on the internet. So I think that's very insulting. And then it goes on to say, you want to make a difference, you'll be surprised at how much better you feel when you actually accomplish something, regardless of your boundaries. Not trying to put you down, trying to inspire you, because I know you have the mental capacity to do it. Okay, now I understand the whole let's inspire someone to become an advocate. I personally don't feel that these messages are ways of inspiring. They are literally putting somebody down, saying, well, you have the mental capacity to do it, and it pisses me off that you don't. And obviously, your parents didn't show you what you're capable of, and I'm sorry for that. Like, that's insulting not only my friend, but also his family. That does nothing to inspire, and the reason I'm making this video is because my friend has recently been saying, like, I'm tired of our community. I'm tired of the negativity, and, like, it makes me sick. And I haven't personally experienced much of it. This video might give me some of that, but to hear him say he doesn't even want to reach out to make new friends within the disability community because of interactions like these, it's really sad to me, because my reverse perspective is I've made a lot of great friends. I know that not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, and I don't know for sure what exactly makes these people say these things to him or what he says to them exactly, but I think this is berating and it's not actually inspiring at all. So I just think if we're trying to inspire, I think it's very necessary that we're making clear that it's okay that you're not doing it now. We appreciate if you would do it in the future when you are ready. And just be there to support. I don't think shaming someone into being an advocate is really going to inspire them to really create any change at all. And like my friend said, it just turns him off to the idea. I have met him through my advocacy work, and I have been trying to encourage him, Rakim, to become an advocate with me, and then I felt like I was making a little bit of leeway, just kind of encouraging him, being a positive friend, and then he sends me messages like this, and that kind of goes against everything I'm trying to encourage him to do. When I'm not trying to belittle him at all, and I don't know that this person was truly meaning to turn him off to the idea of advocacy, but and I will say I have a very limited scope of the conversation, but reading these messages, they don't sound encouraging at all. They sound very smug and very, well, you should be doing this. There is no right way to live with a disability. You need to live with a disability in the best way that you can, regardless of mental capacity. And I really don't feel that mental capacity should have been brought into the conversation at all, because those with lower mental capacity are still being advocates because they're showing people what disability is like. And their caretakers and their family and support system will be their voice and share their story. So I don't think mental capacity has anything to do with it. Really. This pissed me off. I'm going to be honest, it pissed me off when I first read it. And I've sat on it for a couple of days. But, it's really unfortunate that there are advocates that kind of push it down someone else's throat or shame in a negative way. I know my friends have said, like, you post about it a lot. And I do, admittedly. I'm trying to post in a very positive way. I don't want it to seem forced, or I don't ever want someone to join in on advocacy because they were pressured into it. I feel like then they're not going to stick with it. I've been actively pursuing advocacy consistently for over a year now, and I have reached many people that have, and I'm not saying that to brag, but I've had people reach out to me and thank me for my videos, and I've had many conversations that have been positive, and this was kind of my first exposure to negativity, if you want to say. And I just feel like we can do better than that. We can do better than shaming someone into advocacy. Because you don't know someone else's story. So if they're not ready or willing at this time, then we just have to say, okay, like, I hope you can join us later. Rather than, well, that just pisses me off. Like, you should be doing more. And yes, the more voices we have within the disability community advocating for those with disabilities, the better. But the more we shame, the less people are likely to want to advocate. So we just have to nurture and encourage, and hopefully that person will be ready at some point. And they will be. It could be 20 years from now, but 20 years from now, their voice is still needed. So I just think we can do better than that, and I hope I'm doing better than that. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Be sure to subscribe. I post a new video every Tuesday, and I'm also going to be starting a radio show with my girlfriend, the CP Chronicles. It's going to be Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern on letsgoradio.net. I will include a link to that down below, and I will also include the link to our Facebook page, where we will be going live during the show, so you can visually watch us. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.